If you have at least 1500 followers, what I'm going to say in this video is going to change your life. You have tried to grow a personal brand. You look up to Danko, you look up to Alex Ramosi, you look up to these big marketing gurus, but somehow your brand is never on track to become something big. And sure, you get some views, you get the occasional comments of some fan, but you know deep down that you can do better. And that is the biggest problem most business owners face. They are so deep fucked in the idea of a personal brand that they forget everything. They chase vanity, they chase likes, they chase being famous, being the number one in the niche. But genuinely ask yourself, what is the point of a personal brand? It is not about getting people to follow you. It is not about getting clients or leads because that is a byproduct. It is all about impact. The people you look up to, the Hormozis, the Dankos, they have created impact. The people you look up to in your niche, the people who you are inspired by, the people who convince you to build a brand, these are people who have had an impact on you. But you're here focusing on, chasing the followers, chasing the leads, making sure the top of funnel content makes the most sense because gurus, people like me have brainwashed you into believing into all of these things. You are posting generic advice. You're trying to reverse engineer their result without understanding their method. You're competing in a red ocean of sameness. That's why nobody gives a shit about it because you're seen. So how the fuck do you actually do it? How do you break out of the noise without spending 10 years posting motivational quotes? Because I'm not going to bore you in this video with some bullshit reasons and, importance of personal brand, whatever. It's called brand verticals. Now, what does that even mean, Rohit? You've seen the title. You probably are wondering, what does brand verticals even mean? That's such a weird statement to say. It means you stop trying to be famous and you start building an inbound system in your market in a specific vertical. You build this brand so that you train the social media algorithms to scale for you. Let me explain. This is how every single big brand that you look up to, the people you look up to, have started. It's called brand verticals. It's building verticals inside of a niche in your market, building a brand, and then stemming off from there. So let me explain. See, most people think building a brand means casting a wide net. You think if I talk about business, health, mindset, my political beliefs, about how Epstein is such a disgusting person, or about how, the left, right, whatever political beliefs you have, you think you will attract the right people who will buy into you. Wrong. When you do that, you confuse the machine, right? See, what most people are doing is trying to compete to become the number one best in their niche. You want to be the number one business coach, the number one biz ops coach. You want to be the number one fitness guy. You want to be the number one guy who's into funnels, who can build funnels, whatever. But look at who you're fighting. You're fighting the big dogs on their home turf, bro. They have millions in ad spend. They have 10 plus years of content creation experience. They have more business experience than you do. That is not the goal we have. If you try to beat them at that game, you're going to lose. The goal is not to be number one in the world right now. The goal is to become someone the prospect trusts. Because number one takes time. No doubt that is the ultimate goal. But the key point is nobody knows who you are because you haven't given them a reason to care. It's been a few minutes since I've been speaking. If you're still watching this, that means something hit deep inside of you that I've been speaking about. Something has made you feel like, you know what? This is the actual truth. This is the reality of the situation. We need to stop broadcasting. And we need to start teaching social media algorithms and platforms who to send these videos to, because this is where the perspective change matters a lot. Stop thinking about the algorithm as a digital lottery ticket. Social media algorithms are viewer centric. They only care about the viewer, not you, bro. Boop, boop. Wake up, bro. I'm just kidding. Social media algorithms viewer centric. They don't give a shit about what you think, what you find is valuable. They do not care about you. They do not care about your business. They care about only one thing, that is retention. They want to keep the viewer on the app for as possible. So how do you win? Give them the viewer. You need to target your viewer properly with your videos. And you need to be specific that the algorithm has no choice but to find your exact ICP. You're watching this video because I have engineered this video specifically to be relevant to you. Let me just show you. This is a screenshot. I'm going to go into this ICP as well. This is a screenshot of the exact ICP document I leverage. So this is the ICP doc, and this isn't a marketing exercise in which you fill in the blanks or something. This is the instruction manual for the algorithm. So let me just show you the exact ICP that I have for my company. Let's take a look at this. So this is the exact ICP doc that I leverage. You can see it's in a bit of a weird format. It's like in a JSON format because I'm going to go deep dive into why it's in a JSON format as well. But you can see I have got info about you specifically. Maybe not everything is relevant to you, but some of it is. Your exact trauma that you've had, the exact things, the demographics that you have, the identity labels you've put on yourself, the top emotions that you have, the fears that you have, the relationships affecting, the things that is affecting your relationships because of your lack of growth. Every single thing that you could possibly think of, I know about you. I know everything that is to be known about you. Everything. And imagine this. Imagine you build something like this for your own brand, for your own ICP. And then what you do is you input this into a very specific inbound system, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes from now. You build this, you use this as the exact manual for your brand vertical. So you put out hyper specific content, which is the vertical. The algorithm identifies the exact people who watch that specific content and finds more of these people. So you're training the machine. If you post generic content, you train the machine to find generic people who don't buy. If you post brand vertical content, you train the machine to find the buyer. So how do you do this? This is exactly how we're going to get it. So brand verticals basically help you stand out because you're not trying to become big and compete with the big dogs. This is just showing capability. You're not trying to be the best. You're just showing that you know the stuff. This is the secret sauce. In a world full of bullshit, competence is the new currency. Because guess what? The biggest problems your prospects have is that they don't trust you. They don't trust the fact that you have some expertise. You have some knowledge. Guess what? If you show them that, they build more trust. So you don't need to have crazy edits. You don't even need to, be someone great with like an Iman Kaji background or something like that. All that matters is that you're capable of solving a specific problem for a specific vertical. So a general brand would be like, here's how to get fit. Here's how to lose weight. It's boring, it competes with everyone. A brand vertical video would be like, here's how 30-year-old agency owners can fix lower back pain without stopping work. It's specific high trust, high capabilities. Yes, you'll get 10 views. But who cares? It's relevant. When you show capability, you don't need 100,000 followers. You need 1,000 who trust you with their life and obviously their credit card. So I know what you're thinking. This all is great, Rohit. You've been yapping for so long. How do you do this? How do you actually produce niche level of content capable to drive results without being burnt out? Brand verticals are micro niche personal brands using AI as a mechanism to automate it. You cannot do this manually. The data required to hit these verticals correctly is too much for a human brain to process daily. So I built Creator OS. This is my custom software. It's the engine behind the brand vertical strategy. This is Creator OS. So this is the first onboarding. I'm going to walk you through everything so you can see transparently how this can actually help you out. So I'm just going to put in my name. I'm going to put in my company name. I'm going to have an offer. So it is a consulting plus done for you offer for agencies and info businesses. And this is the exact ICP that I just showed you, which is hit this. Now this is the main view. This is where things get interesting. You can see we've got a bunch of agents that we can talk to here. So you've got brand genesis, psychology, market research, temperature. One key thing that I want you to understand is that we'll talk to brand genesis first of all. Okay, let's just do that. Let's talk to brand genesis. Let's just see what it is. So you could go into brand genesis, just tell it to give me a brand strategy for my business. Now it's going to come up with the exact brand strategy for your specific niche. So you can basically just see from this exact output right over here. Look at this. Phase 1, the pains and consequences. So based on the ICP that I just inputted right now, you can see the primary page. Just see how accurate this is. Views and engagement, but almost no qualified applications, no qualified leads. Lead flow swings from busy to silent with no predictability. Fear of looking salesy, weak or inconsistent CTAs. DM outreach feels off brand and drains status. Over investing in editing and gear, under investing in demand creation. Over planning replaces action, launches trigger old failure trauma. Look at this. The second order consequences: views but no bias, cash flow gap despite activity, identity calcifies as talented but broke. Third order consequences: you can literally get the exact multi order consequences of the exact pains that your ICP has. Then belief shifting. If I post more and improve production, clients will come. Implicit, my lack of clients is an aesthetic problem, not a demand problem. So limiting belief is I don't have what it takes to engineer demand. Imagine this. Imagine knowing exactly what your prospects think inside of their brain, and then knowing exactly how to position yourself so that you create a scenario in which every single piece of content you put out hits one of these pain points. Look at the details. Let me just show you in a new chat right now. Let's say you don't want to do that. What you can literally just do it, go to Template Genesis, put in a reel that you liked, which you felt like really went well for you. And it's going to literally give an exact template you can leverage as a literal script right now. Fill in the blank script so that you can copy working ideas and implement them within your own ecosystem so that you get these results. So you get working reels and your content pops up. It literally pulls in the exact transcript of the reel that you put in. So you don't even have to, build off of the transcripts and stuff. So you can see this. By the way, this really is my own entire reel. I'm not taking anyone else's. So in the last time frame, I got metric 1, metric 2, and metric 3 all from this tactic. Here's why most ICP stall their goals. Problem framing. Imagine you're this like a metaphor. So you have the entire plug and play script. Think about this. So it also gives you an example. So in the last 30 days, we drove 52 inbound DMs, 19 booked calls, and 3 new retainers, all from LinkedIn Connect. Here's why most agencies will stall their inbound. Imagine a growth system like a car. Everyone wants speeds, but most are using the wrong fuel. The fuel is curiosity, grab attention, blah, 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 blah. Comment engine if you want the deep dive. This is an entire reel that I've posted on my Instagram, which you can see in the description, which worked for me, which got me people who are interested. Imagine this. I did this inside of this, by the way. This was entirely automated. Think about that. Now, let's take a look at psychology. You can ask this agent any question related to psychology, and it's going to give you the exact answer for that. Ask the agent the single most important principle I need to leverage, and this is what it said. Most real world behavior is driven by system 1. People follow the path of least resistance mechanism. So, think about this. This is trained on thousands of research papers related to psychology, which most people will not even talk about, which most people don't even know exists. So you can literally ask this agent, what principles to leverage based on psychology for your content. Now, this is just the main view. This is not even the main thing. Go to the Think tab right over here. This is called Idea Genesis. Now, you can literally have this page right over here, and you can ask the AI to write out or give you scripts. So I can literally just ask it, give me ideas for this week. And it's going to literally, based on your offer and ICP, give you content ideas so you can build off of them. Just one part of this automation. And then if you go on to like the create section, which is where you can automate the scripting, the assets, where you can have story sequences, SOPs, and flowcharts, which I'm currently building right now within the company. It's currently being built. It's not built for me to show you guys right now, because obviously this is in the beta stage. This is what I've built out. Like, let me just show you the ideas that occur when you use this app. So you can see a top of funnel reel one, why better content doesn't equal more clients and what no one tells you. Boom. The exact how to leverage brand strategy. So I'm just going to copy this. You can see how in-depth this is. I'm just going to paste it right over here so it's easier to read. So psychology lever counterintuitive with intuitive truth, how to leverage brand strategy. Boom. Main talking points. Boom. Top of funnel reel 2. The quiet shame of creators who can't convert. Nobody talks about it. This is obviously the idea. This is not the title that you use. Obviously, that is why you need to have a little bit of knowledge of what works and what doesn't work. So middle of funnel reel, why your audience size is a lie. Small creators winning big. Middle of funnel YouTube video, the 4 conversion myths keeping you stuck. Then you've got top of funnel, the hidden downside of going viral as a creator, and nobody wants to admit this. You can see how this is so much more aligned with the video I'm making right now. This is not the same thing. Obviously, I've changed the title and stuff and a little bit of the video, but you can see how similar it is to this exact talking about, because this is trained on playbooks and SOPs of systems that actually work for people in like the biggest people in the space. This is how it works. This is how you build brand verticals. This is how you pull it off. This is so much more in depth. I could go so much more into this, but this is what will help you out a lot. Now, if you want my help, you can click the first link in the description, see how I can help you out with the systems and everything. And if you don't trust me enough, you can go watch other videos of mine or implement this exact system within your business, because I promise you, brand verticals is the next big thing. AI vertical is the next big thing. This is why Y Combinator is investing a shit ton of money into this, why everything is moving more towards AI automation wholeheartedly. It's the next best thing that is going to happen. So please capitalize on the situation. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.